Hey guys, Michael Austin here. So I haven't gone live in a few days, and I wanted to do this video mainly because I was thinking to myself, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I need to get a haircut. As soon as I feel myself with these excuses, I just have to do it. So I really didn't prepare for this. I just wanted to go ahead and put this video together, but this is going to be exciting, and here's why. So I was with my niece today, and I went to go look at an investment property, and this particular house reminded me of a house that I used to live in with a bunch of other networkers. Now listen, if you are in your 20s, anywhere in your 20s, and you're building a network marketing business, you want to listen to this because I want to give you some great advice. So the first time I moved out of my mom's house. I was 25 years old, going on 26 years old. It was right when I first got involved into network marketing. So when I was approached and I joined, it was actually the 4th of July weekend, and I remember my sponsor, I said, listen, I'm in, but I'm going to the shore for the weekend. I already had plans, and that's what we did back then. Couldn't wait for the weekends, right? So I was going down the shore to party, and he probably thought he'd never see me again. And then I signed up, that following Monday or Tuesday, whenever it was, when I came back from the shore. But I remember, my sponsor, a lot of you guys know who he is, but introduced me to some other guys in the industry. In this particular company, we're in the, top earners in the company. And they lived in this house that was beautiful. And there was a bunch of people living in there, and I remember going there. There was Mercedes parked, parked on the lawn. And when I met these guys, they're wearing Rolexes, and they just looked like money. So I was in immediately. After I joined, I was still living with my mom at the time. I was still in college at the time, on the 7-year program. Some of you guys heard that story. But so I had my kids. I think like every Wednesday or Thursday, and then every other weekend. Every minute that I didn't have my kids, I would literally drive down to their house. So they lived in by St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia, and I literally would spend all day there, to the point where they never kicked me out, but I spent so much time there that literally so I signed up in July, literally by November, I was there so much, and I used to fall asleep on the couch, that I literally moved in with those guys. And there was about 9 of us living in the house. Now, that sounds fun and everything, but I was in the basement, and I had this room, this small little room that was next to the heating system. And I developed some kind of small little lung problem. It's okay now, but that's how bad I wanted success. I mean, I was there all the time, falling asleep on the couch. When there was an opportunity to actually move in, I moved in, and I literally followed these guys. I mean, watching them make phone calls. That was a lot of the problem. I was watching them work. But I'll tell you what, I was very lucky from what I've learned, and I know not everyone has this opportunity to actually move in with your mentors, or move in with people that are making a ton of money, the top earners in your company. Listen, share, drop a 1 in the column if you could. Now, I know some of you guys are a little bit older and you're not in a situation to do that. You have families and stuff like that. But drop a 1 if you can move in with the #1 person in your company. If you can just move in with them just for 30 days and just mimic and learn the business and learn everything that they were doing. Well, I was fortunate enough where I had that opportunity to follow these guys for literally a few years, living with them, and it was amazing the stuff that I learned. So I started this video talking about if you are in your 20s, listen, if you don't have any commitments, no kids, you're not married, and you have an opportunity where, and the reason why this came up is because my niece and my son keep talking about getting their own apartment, and I'm trying to school them how expensive it is and things like that. And listen, maybe you guys can get together and find a place, but I want to share this much with you. I want to share this piece of advice. If you can, I think it's important who you live with and who you surround yourself with. I mean, again, there was 9 of us in that house, and we were all working in that company. Now, some of them were still in that company making millions of dollars, Some other people have moved on, but I'll share this much with you. Every one of those people that I live with are ultra successful. And some of you guys know who my mentor was. But what I'll share with you is it's very important who you surround yourself with. I mean, you don't want just I wasn't moving in with just a bunch of people that just wanted to party and get drunk and do whatever. It was literally like a frat house, a money-making frat house is what we used to call it. And we used to have meetings, especially during this time of the year, we used to have meetings there on Saturdays, and we'd pack the house out. I mean, literally one time, actually a few times, we had 2 TVs going simultaneous, and we had literally, I don't know, 80, 90 people in the house, and then we would do a barbecue after. So listen, if you're building any type of network marketing team or any kind of business, it was just so much fun to bring everybody together. People loved it. Just the culture that we were building, the excitement, the buzz. I mean, people were signing up because they were afraid they were going to miss anything. I mean, have you ever felt that? Like you were afraid to miss something? And that's the culture and that's the buzz that we created in this house. So getting back to the 20-year-olds, listen, if you have an opportunity to maybe, move in with a couple guys or a couple girls and you're all in the same company, building the same business, whether they're in your team or not. I mean, it's even better if they are. Absolutely. Energy is contagious. I mean, that's all we did was make phone calls and who were you inviting? And we were pushing each other. How many people you got coming out Saturday? How many people you got coming? Who were you confirming? And literally, if you weren't on the phone, you literally felt like I'm a loser. What am I doing? I'm not working. Because that's all we were doing. We were just on the phones. And I'll tell you what, we were in so much momentum. That's at a point where I first hit top 10 in the company. It was just exciting. It was some great times, and I feel very fortunate that that time in my life that I was able to actually move in with them and just be in that culture, be in that surrounding. And I'll tell you what, the weekends that I had my kids. Now I love my kids, obviously, but I used to go crazy, and it was bittersweet because I want to spend as much time as I can with my kids, but I wanted to go back to that house. I wanted to be there. I wanted to be around everybody. So it was awesome. I did have the best of both worlds. Now, I was also in school at the time, and that kind of took a backseat. So, but I ended up finishing again after 7 years. So listen, if you can, get a place, and again, if you're in this position where you can get a place with a couple other people in your company and just work the business like crazy, and kick up so much momentum and hold each other accountable, I mean, your businesses will absolutely explode. It was a ton of fun. And again, this house that I looked at with my niece today just reminded me of that. And then I told her the story, and I just got chills. I got that excitement. I remember those days. I mean, I remember those days. It was just so much fun. I wish I could go back, but it was just great. It was great always being around people, that had the same dreams and goals and visions. And we were talking about, it was just awesome. It wasn't just about the cars and the houses. I mean, we were dream building, and one thing that I learned, and one thing that we used to do on Sundays, and here's something great. Listen, if you're a dreamer, you know what's great about Sundays? Open houses. And I'm not just talking about just a regular neighborhood. I'm talking about going to $1 million neighborhood where the houses are not only just $1 million. I'm talking about 2, 3, 4, 5 million. And that's where we used to live. We used to live down by St. Joe's University, and then we moved over to the Villanova area. And I'm talking 3, 4, 5 million dollar houses. And on Sundays, guess what? Open houses. And guess who can go into those open houses? Anybody. You don't have to have a I mean, we will literally go into these houses and just dream build, go in there with your teams. I mean, imagine doing something like that with your teams. Just dream building, getting everybody excited and pumped up. And then we would do our Sunday night calls. So it was just a lot of fun. It was exciting, but I wanted it so bad that I literally wouldn't leave these guys' side. And I moved in with these guys. I remember Keith Caputo remembers those days, and I used to just, again, wouldn't leave these guys' side and just follow them and just mimic them to the point where, I changed my hair, and some of you guys know that story. But I wanted to keep this video short, but I wanted to go ahead and do it anyway. Listen, this upcoming Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to go live again. And I'm actually gonna have something exciting to share with everybody, and then I'm gonna do a Q&A. If anyone has any personal questions or anything that they want to ask, absolutely duplication. And you want to ask me, so this upcoming Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, I'm going to go live. And if you have any questions, anything that I can, any coaching, anything that I can answer, we're going to go ahead and do that. So have a great night, everybody, and I appreciate your time. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notifications, rather, so you know the next time I go live, especially this upcoming Saturday at 10 a.m. Take care, everybody.